What's going on, my dudes? Last month, a group of friends and I decided to embark on an epic road trip out to Banff, Alberta. We didn't have many plans, but we were okay with that. You really can't go wrong when you get a good group of friends together and you go and explore one of the most beautiful places on earth.
Things that mean nothing to me. But if there's one thing I know to be, oh, I know what you mean.
All right, dudes, we are on the road to Banff. We visited Banff last year and I put together a travel guide. You can check it out. The link is up there. We got Danae, my girlfriend. We have Danica and Pierre in the back seat. I think Pierre's logging some Z's. And then we have all of Danae's brothers. We're gonna have a good time, all of us, exploring some new places and checking out one of the best parts of Canada. Our first day consisted of a lot of driving. So to break up the drive, we decided to make some stops. The first of which being Yoho National Park, where we went to check out the iconic Emerald Lake. Hey guys, we have just entered Yoho National Park. How's it? Seriously, the second you enter the national park, just the views and the vistas around, unreal. Cannot wait for what's to come. Emerald Lake is the largest of Yoho's mini lakes. Although I had been here before, it still amazed me. The unique emerald color of the water and surrounding mountain ranges really do make for a picture-perfect spot.
Steady ship on the sea, you anchor me down and you float next to me. Honey, I'm ready.
From Emerald Lake, we made our way back to the highway, but not before stopping along the side of the road to take a look at the natural bridge which spans across the Kicking Horse River. Now, apparently, way back when, this used to be a waterfall, but the rushing water carved right through the rock, creating this wild bridge-like structure. Now, when you're there, you're technically able to climb on it. I mean, we did, and lots of other people did as well, but just be very careful. You definitely do not want to fall in. Now, by this point, we were getting pretty tired, but we decided to make one last stop at Takakkaw Falls before continuing on to Banff. Standing a whopping 373 meters tall, Takakkaw Falls is actually the second highest waterfall in all of Canada, which is pretty sweet. We made our way to the end of the concrete path when we did a bit of off-roading to get to the base of the falls, where we got a better view of it and an absolute soaking. It was worth it though.
Every bone. Now I see all these aches and make you grow.
We ended up arriving quite late to the campsite and basically went straight to bed. We decided that we wanted to get up really early for our first full day in Banff. We were up, ready to go, and out of our campsite by 4 a.m. so that we were able to make it to Moraine Lake for sunrise. Sunrise at Moraine Lake has to be one of the most beautiful things that I have ever seen. As we sat there in silence, listening to the river flow and the birds chirp, the sun peeked over the mountaintops behind us, and we began to see the Valley of 10 Peaks light up with this crazy orange golden glow. Being able to watch the light dance on the mountains while the clouds rolled in and out of the valley was such a treat. It was definitely an early morning today. We ended up getting to sleep at the campsite at like 12 a.m. I probably fell asleep at about 1, and we woke up at about 4 to make our way out here. So, running on a lack of sleep, but when you're in Banff, you gotta make do because there's just so much to see. After our morning at Moraine Lake, we drove down the road to Lake Louise. Now, Lake Louise is another stunning lake, and it's arguably the most iconic one in Banff. This is for sure a must-see. The lake's turquoise blue color and its surrounding glacial mountains make for a spectacular scene. From the lake, we hiked up one of these surrounding trails which took us to the Lake Agnes Tea House. From there, Jeff, Ryan, and I decided to continue our hike and summit the Big Beehive, which you can't really miss because it really does look like a big beehive. This gave us an epic view of the valley below and the surrounding lakes. What an awesome way to finish off our day of adventure. My gosh, you guys, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm definitely not going to get any closer to the edge than this because it is most definitely a sheer drop off all the way around. But man, that is a stunning view of the lake. Holy, it's crazy. We all decided to sleep in a little bit after yesterday's early morning. We woke up to a nice fire and Josh brewing us some coffee, which is pretty great. Josh, is the Coffee Master. As this was our final full day in Banff, we wanted to make sure that we put it to good use. We decided to hop in the cars and drive what some consider to be one of the most beautiful highways in the world, the Icefields Parkway. This gorgeous 232-kilometer stretch of road winds along the Continental Divide through soaring Rocky Mountain peaks, ice fields, and vast sweeping valleys. Now, what was cool about the ice field was not only were the views from the car insane, but there were plenty of places that you wanted to stop along the way. First off, we stopped at the Waterfowl Lakes for a quick break. They're really not as well known, so there was hardly anyone there, meaning it was really peaceful and quiet, and they're still beautiful with tons to explore. There were quite a few trails running around the Waterfowl Lakes, so we arbitrarily picked one and just hiked around. After the lakes, we headed further up the ice fields to the Athabasca Glacier, which is one of the 6 principal toes of the Columbia ice fields. We ended up turning around here and heading back towards Banff when we saw a couple cars parked on the side of the road, so we pulled off as well. It turns out that they were all looking at an unnamed canyon near Parker Ridge. Now, for being an unmarked spot, this was pretty cool. We were able to climb up the canyon walls and peer into the canyon for an awesome view of the rushing blue water. A pretty sweet find in my opinion.
Will we keep on keeping?
Now I know that I had said that was our last full day, and it was, but before we headed home, Jeff, Ryan, and I decided we wanted to do one last epic sunrise hike.
We woke up at like 5 a.m. to come out here to the East End of Rundle hike.
The 3 of us got up at 5 a.m., hopped in the car, and drove to Canmore, where we began the East End of Rundle hike. Now the hike was beautiful as ever, but we were most definitely not prepared. Hiking boots and proper gear is basically essential. The first bit of the hike was okay, but as the trail turns into a scramble, it definitely got a bit dicey. Although we weren't adequately prepared, none of us got injured, and we did get to see the epic views from the East End of Rundle. We stopped and we were able to see the cliffs of Rundle on our left side, Howling Peak right in front of us, and the valley down the right. I must say, if you're in the area and you have the chance, so long as you're up for a decently technical hike, I highly recommend you give this one a shot.
Successfully completed the hike. Thoughts?
Incredible. It was
high. It was pretty high.
There's only one guy up there earlier than us, so we were definitely the earliest. We saw a bunch of people on the way down.
We did. I would say the one piece of advice I can give is prepare, because I feel like our shorts and outerwear was probably not ideal. That was much more of a hike than we anticipated. But hey, we did it, so great success.
And there it is, dudes. That was such an epic road trip. Like I said, you really can't go wrong getting a good group of friends together to explore one of the most beautiful places on Earth. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, my dudes. I appreciate every single one of you so much, and I'll see you all in another one.